So right after I made the next video that I recorded but have not released, I discovered that I had made a mistake, which is, if you look at the layout of the tubes here, you'll see that there is a bottom tube, and then the risers start on top of the bottom tube and go up. And this is correct for this very bottom tube. As you'll see on the Thrifty website here, I have this very bottom tube extending out beyond on both ends. But that is incorrect for the tube right above it. You can see it here. This is somewhat obscured. Here you can see it very well. This is the vertical tube. It comes all the way down to the bottom, and the bottom tube meets it in the corner. And this is very important because if you don't do that, and if you put it the other way around, these four screws that anchor these bearing blocks have nowhere to go. So that's not going to work. Luckily, if you've been following my tutorial, you won't be too far beyond this. So there's only one problem that you're going to have, which is this lower stage tubes butt into the bottom tube. So the risers come down and they meet at the bottom. So we're going to go back and fix that problem. And we're going to start by fixing it just in the sketch. So we'll go into this structure sketch. And this, again, this bottom one is fine, but everything above has to be changed. So what you'll find is that you can't move these things around, but you can select these lines, make them for construction, and then draw in some new lines. And if you do this, it shouldn't take very long. We've got this one here is also wrong. Do an L for line tool. And we'll get these for construction, L for line tool. And finally, the carriage. All right. So now we need to go back into our lower stage tube assembly and fix that problem. And we'll, obviously fix it with the remaining ones. Notice that we didn't change the geometry at all. The collapsed elevator still works, the extended elevator is still going to work. It's just that we have to put the tubes in the right places. So come into lower stage tubes, and let's roll this back. Let's see, our first tube is down at the bottom. Show this, that's good. And then right click on the part, edit feature. Locate with move copy feature, yes. Okay, that mate is fine, this mate is wrong. Good. And then our last mate is good to go. Roll this back again to our cut extrude. Edit our feature here, and we'll just choose this other point. To be clear, this is less of a problem with the process and more of a problem with elevators in general. We used a completely different process to form the elevator in 2023, and we still did the same thing on that elevator. This is certainly not my first time making this mistake, nor is it the team's. that should do. That goes to the same height, so that did not have to change. Edit this feature here. And this is our line. All right. So that is now fixed. Those bearing blocks, again, if you look over at ThriftyBot, these bearing blocks have to mount to the face of a tube. They cannot mate to the end of a tube. So there you go.